Well, Tony, how difficult is that one to accept tonight?
Oh, yeah. Listen, it's the last 2 weeks have been pretty tough for us. Of course, losing a very late goal in injury time at Norwich. I think the nature of the defeat against Sunderland, with a lot of domination that we had and a lot of chances and a lot of really good build-up play, and not being able to get over the line in that one. And tonight, I think first half was a tough half for us. I think they had a lot of energy, a lot of intensity to the way they played. They played a little bit like we do regarding the high pressing and making it difficult for us to get any rhythm in the game. Our second half, we started to dominate and got on top. And when we scored, there was only one team really going to win the football match in my mind. And sending off, I think, give them the impetus to push on to us. We found it hard to get up the pitch really with the 10 men, and they still felt pretty comfortable. But obviously they scored right at the death, and they'd gone out down a second or two over the added time. But it's football and we have to accept it. But it's just so hard to take so late in the game, 96 minutes.
What did you make of the sending off, Tony? It came as I guess, a consequence of the frustration about Bristol City not putting the ball out when Usman Diakite was down in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jason sending off, to be honest. I haven't watched it back yet. I've come straight out of the dressing room after talking to the team. So, listen, I was frustrated on the touchline. I'm not sure, to the Football Association want every time we managers to tell players, every time you get an injury, hold your head. No, we don't want that. I'm sure he got a bad knock on his leg. It's very swollen and bruised. He's getting treatment when I came out to do this interview, and I think referees just have to use a bit of common sense and know when a free kick or an injured player is injured. I moan sometimes. I thought at the weekend, Sunderland, the goalie's going down when they're not injured, and because they want to rearrange, because they need to change some of their shape or formation. I can't understand why referees aren't clever enough to see that. It's as the rest of the world can see it, and yet players going down. I understand why he may be played on, but I genuinely know the personality of the player who wouldn't do that. He's not one of these cute players who think he's clever. He's just a really hard-working, honest boy who got kicked, and the ref, in my opinion, should have stopped the game.
Just before Bristol City's winner, we had that chance through Daryl DK. Tamabani also went close. Tom Fellows had an effort at goal. We had chances to nick it ourselves.
There was only one team winning it, I think, in the second half. I think it was their crowd had gone really, really, really quiet. No, flattened really their crowd. And as I say, I think there was only one team going to win as the longer the game went on. And yet, there you go. We suffered what we've suffered the last week or two.
Just finally, Tony, it will feel pretty frustrating, disappointing. There'll be a lot of anger in the dressing room. But how important is it to turn that into something positive? And how difficult will it be to turn into something positive going into Saturday's game against Watford?
Watford's the next game for us. You've watched the last three games. I think there's been some amazingly good football played, and yet I fully understand you have to score goals to win matches. And we didn't really create the goal tonight. They give us the goal practically, and but there was again some brilliant play. Tom getting in behind and cutting it back. Some brilliant play. We have to be more ruthless. We have to be more clinical, and get our rewards for the game that we play in, and the level our performance level is at the moment. I think it's really high, and yet that seems really strange when we've lost 3 on the bounce in 3 games that we should have won.